Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Unity of Command episode with me, your host, Imperial Dane. We are on here to Debrecen or something like that. It's Hungarian, and I don't really speak Hungarian. I have no idea how to pronounce it, so I'm a bit on thin ice here, admittedly. But we are moving on here towards Budapest. Debrecen was also, in fact, where there was a larger battle between the Soviets and Germans, where the Germans sort of won in conjunction with several Hungarian units. Obviously, that's not going to happen here. There was also a rather short victory there, but we are seeing quite a few Hungarians. We're seeing a lot of replacement infantry divisions, reserve infantry divisions, and some other things here. Basically, the Hungarians were basically stocking together everything they'd sort of been holding together, not really been sort of willing to spend into the war effort here. Not in several cases looking good, and there were certain reports, some have certainly read about it, the Germans actually setting up blocking divisions behind the Hungarians, and at this stage they actually pretty much took command of the entire Hungarian chain of command. Which led to some problems, since the Hungarians rather felt they were a bit screwed there. But they also got their own assault guns, the Strini 2, sort of like a Stug, except with a bigger gun but with lower velocity, basically more like a Stug 42 really. Numerous units here. We have the 1st Hussar and the 1st and 2nd Armour, and then a bunch of infantry divisions here. Technically they actually had a 3rd unit here, the St. Laszlo division, which was basically sort of an amalgamation of several elite units, including some of their better paratrooper units. Also got the one of the 2 SS cavalry divisions, which also took part in Budapest here. The other one, I believe, fought over here, since while this was happening there was also sort of an encirclement from the other side, where there were less German units, including the 18th SS Panzer Grenadiers. Lots of little things about this battle that sort of happened, went on. A lot of interesting details, including that, in fact, Guderian, in several cases, to sort of overcome the fact there were not enough infantry to man them, and actually stripped the Panzer divisions of their Panzer Grenadiers. There is something, though, which makes me slightly doubt it, because then again, it wouldn't make sense as Guderian was one of those, sort of really came together the whole combined arms business with tanks. It rather was a Führer order, but still rather odd that he still went through with it, even if it was sort of an order from the Führer and they just then carried out. Either way, though, that did happen, and strangely enough, the Panzers suffered for it, because then they had no infantry support whatsoever. So either way, we also got the Feldherrnhalle up here. Also fighting around here was actually a Volksgrenadier division somewhere, but apparently that's on the other side. Also, I've got some Romanians now! The ones which the Russians actually took along, the rest they rather sent to the Soviet Union to work in labor camps. Yeah, the whole surrendering to the Soviets bit and hoping to get off reasonably well planned did not go very well, unsurprisingly. And right here, the replacement division, I mean, overall looking in a rather bad state. In a rather bad state. Seeing here we can't breach. Some luck is... some progress is being made, but that's about it really. Not a frightful lot of progress here. I mean, the Germans and Hungarians are reasonably well dug in here, which is sure to cause some problems. And overall, I mean, right here I'm not making what you call a frightful lot of progress. Sadly. So we'll just sort of leave it at that for there. Right here, though, we need to push through. And I'll actually go for the experience, because one thing, again, in terms of experience, if they're green, that is, they're more likely to take casualties during fighting. Which, as you might notice, then allows me to break through. There we go. They got caught up in some nasty business, calling in some air support here to help the cavalry strike down. There we go, they are not looking too happy now. None whatsoever. Minor loss there, but we will roll in with the following division and pretty much roll all over them. So there we go. While things here are progressing a lot more slowly towards Oradera, which I need to take my next turn, on the other hand, this part has rather quickly collapsed, leaving the 1st Hussar rather on its own, alongside the infantry division. So of course I have to see what they'll be following up with next here. Also note, technically, I mean, it was called a cavalry division, but it was largely semi-motorized, and even the ones with cavalry in it, with horses, basically functioned like panzer gunners, except they had horses. So a little quick addendum there. And we go, quickly falling back to the next bridge to block that with the best panzer division here, which can be well spared, since the 13th is holding up Debrecen. That leaves the 24th to actually conduct that. Quick counter-attack there, doing a bit of damage. Alright. Falling back with whatever is left. Linking up there. Of course, Oradera has to be taken down next turn, no matter the cost. Alright, no matter the cost might be a bit overdoing it, admittedly. One Hungarian division being rolled in. Rolling up there. Might as well. Might as well, and well, I could reinforce, but that's going to lose at the veteran status. I mean, overall, it's not going to be doing much, so why not? That could have fared a bit better. That could have fared considerably better. For some reason that division in there is proving to be rather problematic. More than is, well, helpful, obviously. Not sure why the Katyusha barrage failed to make a sufficiently unpleasant impression on them. Oops. Yeah. Can be a bit annoying with that from time to time. There we go, though. Some progress made, some not made. Definitely no brilliant victory here, then. Can happen. I suppose I could call in some air support, but there's nothing really be gained from it. I think so. I'll just leave it at that. Feldherrn is switching over. I believe the Feldherrn got caught up here. Few escaped after that, though. He got reconstituted into an entire Panzer Corps, the Panzer Corps Feldherrn, which then had two Feldherrn Panzer Gunner divisions, essentially. So, not a huge difference in some regards, just more of the same stuff, essentially, if you will. Go. And there we go as well. Supplies running out there, though, so I have to fall back. Rather unfortunate. Might as well reconstitute that, or reform that, since they'll just likely get murdered. Horribly, horribly, horribly so. And I think there's more useful things they could be achieving than being horribly, horribly, horribly murdered. Not much luck here for the Romanian team, as such the German division is utterly suppressed and out of supply. They still can't do anything. Apparently my other unit couldn't either, but there we go. Success. Next turn I'll be taking that out of the equation. There we go, most of the units here are now in fact combat ineffective. I've still got the 24th blocking the way though to Budapest, but that's about it really. No reinforcements will be arriving. Again, there's a lot here going on in theory, which we won't be seeing or playing either though, sadly. Though again, that will probably be even shorter, that basically beating a few less than impressive SS divisions. I believe that would fall under the category of anything but impressive. Right, calling in some air support on this. Barga! There we go, victory! Also note, I mean, they can get absolutely no supplies. As soon as I park there, the rest of the units on the other side of the river here were pretty much doomed. I mean, no other word for it, doomed. So at this stage, they might as well not be, to put it mildly. And there we go, the 24th Panzer Division is sadly not going to last much longer, even with some might of Sturmgeschütz at their side. So there is that too. All that is left now essentially, and really holding the way here, is the Maria Theresa. Oh, looks like they actually could resupply by the riverside. Someone could sort of, you know, lock a few across the river. Ja, quickly, schnell! Float some over here! Ach nein, they went down the river to the Russians. Scheiße. There we go. Rapidly moving ahead. And that was pretty much it for the Germans there. Again, all that is left is the Maria Theresa holding up the eastern gates of Budapest. Now technically, and what's not really shown here was actually they had sort of several concentric lines of defences around the eastern side here, leading to Budapest, and not a single cavalry division. Just quick addendum. Yes, I have read several books on the topic, so that's why I'm signing. Wow! That's some real SS spirit there. One attack. Schnell! They're overrunning us! We lost Heinz! We lost Heinz! Run away! Though more likely, actually, they were actually constitutive Hungarians. They were Volksdeutsche, though, so probably not Heinz, but someone, you know, Hungarian Heinz. Again, little note there. Either way, not really an impressive defense right there. I'm pretty sure that it was a bit depressing, but you know, there you go. A decisive solid victory here by the gates of Budapest. The fascists stood no chance towards the might of the Soviet Union and the Soviet peoples. And as usual, I hope you enjoyed this and might have considered getting the game. Unity of Command, this is the red turn DLC. There's also the black turn, for which there are also videos on my front page. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.